All right, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 42 of my Gateway Experience. Thank you so much for tuning in. The purpose of these videos is to document my journey through the Monroe Institute's Gateway Experience. The Gateway Experience is a series of 6 waves with 6 tapes in each wave for a total of 36 tapes. I am currently on the first wave called Discovery, and I am on the last tape on that wave called Free Flow 10. And if you haven't seen any of my other videos, go ahead and check those out. They're a good reference for some of the points that I will be talking about today. So let's jump straight into it. Right now it is October 5th, 2022. It's 8:34 a.m. Today is a Wednesday. And yesterday I went to sleep at maybe 10:30. This morning I woke up at 6:30. Stayed in bed for a while just with the kids and my wife. And then we woke up out of the bed. We got out of the bed at 7 a.m. So it's been about an hour and 34 minutes since I've been out of bed, so I did my routine fairly speedily. Went ahead and read my scrolls and reaffirmed everything that I want to create and how I want to behave in the world. And then I went ahead and did my Free Flow 10 tape, where I was able to remember my purpose, my true purpose. And also, I was able to do it for the 9th time. So I have one more time that I'm going to be doing it. That will be tomorrow. And then I will be moving on to the second wave entitled Threshold. And it's really a magical experience. I am becoming more and more aware of the different consciousnesses that we experience as people. For example, before I did my tape today, because I worked all day yesterday and I didn't do my tape last night, I was in a C1 or consciousness 1 state for a long duration. I went to sleep and I dreamt, but it was not a conscious activity. I didn't purposefully go into my focus 3 or focus 10. I dreamt dreams and I remember them quite vividly. No specific details because that wasn't something that I focused on. And there it is. It's all about the focus. And so before I did my tape, I was thinking all kinds of different things. I was in a different state of mind, a different state of awareness. How can I describe this state of awareness? It's just simply the physical experience that most people will undergo. And that is where we are identified and attached to our 5 senses: the sense of smell, the sense of taste, the sense of touch, the sense of sight, and the sense of hearing. And we think that that is all there is, and that can lead us to a survival state of consciousness if we don't elevate our thoughts to a higher realm. And that's what I was able to do with my Free Flow 10 tape. I was able to remind myself, I thought some things that I thought were, how did I get here? This is my vessel. Where do I come from? Who am I really? What am I really? I remember my purpose, as I've talked about in these videos, and that is to build a master built community. That's one of my purposes, but truly and freely, the purpose here is to expand, to experience, as the affirmation is. And how do we expand? Well, love is the expansive force in our reality. Fear is the contracting force in our reality, where it contracts our consciousness. And the best and only way to expand our consciousness is through love. And the way we do that is by loving other consciousness and realizing that we are the same. And there are different qualities and natures to our consciousness. And so, to go back to the awarenesses that we have labeled, thanks to the Bob Monroe Institute's Gateway Experience, we have C1, as I've stated briefly, based on the 5 senses. Then we go into a focus 3 awareness, where it is being aware of our thoughts. That's the way I describe it. Being aware of our mind and somewhat our feelings. Being self-aware is the focus 3, where we put our anxious and fears and worries and all these feelings that we might have into our energy conversion box. And that we call it focus 3 because we are no longer attached to them. They're safely tucked away and we are becoming aware. However, we can expand our consciousness beyond that through the focus 10, which is where we allow our body to fall asleep while remaining alert and aware. There we can realize that we are more than our physical body, because how is it that I can stay awake and aware while my body is asleep? And that's what I experienced today, more or less. In truth, I lost consciousness or awareness here and there simply because I went to a realm that I am not familiar with. Somewhere that I am not practiced in or adept in. It's almost like when somebody goes public speaking for the first time, or somebody maybe goes in the ocean for the first time, or things like that, where they might be aware in the moment, but when they are asked to recall the experience, it's kind of a blur, simply because they haven't practiced it. Now, the more you practice, and the more you do the public speaking, you can remember specific moments, specific interactions. Whereas the first time, I remember when I went to a music festival, I can't remember the details. It was a blur. There were so many people there. And I feel like that's what happened today when I went to my Free Flow 10. I went to another place where it was a blur. It is a blur, and I've talked about this before, and I've made my intention to bring back specific details, and I've talked about those in these videos as well. Certain visions that I've had. This time was a little bit more tough for me because I was more in the C1 for an extended period of time. Now, if I go into a focus 10, like tonight, and then tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow night, maybe I do it in the middle of the day as well, it would be much simpler to be in that focus 10 and to remember specific details. And the reason why the focus 10 is valuable is because we are more than our physical bodies. And when we fall victim or prey to the illusion that we are simply our physical experience, then we are not fully aware of our true potential, of what we can really accomplish and do in this reality. We might ask for others to be more aware of us, like somebody that works at McDonald's that just puts the food in the fryer and they don't think about what kind of recipe they could create. They just have the manager there telling them what to do, when to do it, when to show up, when not to show up. That's a very low state of awareness. We want to be our own manager so that we can be sovereign and awake and aware and alert, and we can create with our own recipes and make whatever food we want, and then eventually whatever reality we want to create. So that's what I gathered from my experience. And I've shared with you guys my purpose, and I'm reminding myself of it every day, which is very important because when we are in C1 for an extended period of time, we can forget. And so it's just like the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. And also the saying, missing the forest for the trees. It's invaluable. It has an unlimited amount of value to be able to zoom out and look at the whole forest. So that's what I have to say there about today's practice, episode 42, my 9th time doing this tape. And tomorrow will be my 10th time doing this tape. And then after that, it will be, tomorrow will be episode 43, and then after that, it'll be episode 44. And we'll be in the threshold wave. So, I have a question for you guys. What videos, other than these, because I will continue to do these, do you want to see me do next? Would you like to see maybe some family videos? Or would you like to see some business related videos? Or both? Let me know. Until next time, I will see you guys soon. Peace.